All right. Good morning, everyone. Brad Roltkin here with the Fresno Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency Investors Group. It is the last Zoom meeting here for the year. I can't believe it's December already. But today we're talking about NFTs and metaverses, just kind of an annual update to see what's going on. They've, obviously kind of came on strong a couple of years ago. And, my question is, what's still around, what's left, what's going, what's upcoming, that kind of thing. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. We've got a Google Doc here that we're sharing some docs in. And let me click on this one here, Ken, and we can share that one and kind of just maybe start there. Okay,
I'll
yeah,
just
so
put something in the chat.
good deal. Okay, so this kind of looks like a welcome message. Let's see, is it
It's
the
just a sizzle
Nexus?
video.
Okay, is Nexus Ecosystem, is that still their main site?
Yes, Nexus ecosystem.
Um, ecosystem.
They've got 3 tokens so far. True Badger, NSI, and Safest.
Okay. Okay. And so this is, yeah, the whole group. Okay. So this is something I know Ken was involved with, and I've been involved with shortly after they launched the True Badger token. So maybe Ken, bring us up to speed. Well, let me give a little background, at least as far as what I know, and then you can kind of fill us in from there. So these guys were kind of business incubators in the past, and they brought the business incubator concept to crypto to help other crypto projects. And so their first couple of projects, their own internal projects, um, were the True Badger, the Catapult site to launch new tokens, insights for trading, and then Safest or Safufied, and the Safest token for kind of keeping your crypto safe. Although I still kind of had some questions myself on that one. And then they had talked about the NFT project, that community NFT project, from the very beginning, but I hadn't seen much happen in that space. And so maybe fill us in from there, Ken. Are they doing something under that umbrella, or is there a different name they're using for the NFT projects?
Well, we had a few months back, maybe even July or August, we had associated with Blockchain Alliance. And they just had their launch in the 17th of August, where they launched a bunch of B NFTs. And since then, I think we kind of pulled away from them a little bit, and we're doing our own NFT project now, which you can access through that link that I put there.
Okay.
And I'm still working with trading bots a lot, so I'm not really up to speed yet on the next Web3, but I just want to put that out there. You can do your own research.
Okay. Ecosystem. Okay. And so that for their first NFT, what is that one? What's the purpose? What's the function? That kind of think of that one.
It's a utility token. So like if you purchase an NFT, like I purchased one for $1,000, I have access basically unlimited for, I don't know how many years, 20 years, but it pays for your subscriptions to like Digibot, Insights, other
Okay.
utilities.
Okay. And so again, here we're not talking the um uh, you know JPEG NFTs with for collectible art and this kind of stuff. That this is actually a function utility, like you said, the utility of that, and that's part of this Nexus ecosystem.
It's more than a piece of art. If you look at that
Yeah.
that video right there, you see Otherverse at the bottom.
um, I don't.
You
I,
just
I,
had
I
it
oh, I'm back on Nexus. Other.
right there at the bottom, Otherverse.
Okay. Is that a link?
That's
Okay.
basically we're collaborating with them because they're going to be the backbone of any metaverse. Just think Meta and all the other projects out there. They're going to be using Otherverse.
Okay, and these otherverse folks have been around for like 10 years, something like that, even more maybe.
Oh, Brian Schuster, probably 15 to 20 years.
Okay, okay,
So just put in that name, Brian Schuster, Shuster, and you can do your research on him.
okay. So Brian S.H.
Uster.
Okay, okay. Um, let's take a quick look at that just to kind of see. So I know, yeah, I remember I was watching some videos when they teamed up um on that. And so it's just as far as their experience in the metaverse kind of programming and that kind of stuff, they've like you said, been around for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, we're real
Okay.
close to launch. They're still in beta.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, yeah, we can definitely research some more on that. And then let's get back to the Nexus.
What
Okay. Ooh, did somebody else
what was
jump
that
in there?
website you were just on?
Um,
Nexus.
Nexus
What's
ecosystem,
the,
yeah, and I've got them all in the Google Doc here that we're sharing.
okay. All right,
And
got it.
I'm gonna post that. Shoot that share link. I think you got that already, Bobby. Michael, I don't know if you've seen the link for the Google Doc for this month. Did you get to that? Okay, I'll paste it in here again. Yeah. Um. So Otherverse, is it otherverse.io?
Yes, I believe so.
I'm just gonna take a peek at.
By the way, Brad, I haven't seen any links. I've been really, really busy.
Oh, okay. No worries. No worries. We're kind of pumping them out in there. So there's Otherverse.
Membership's still in pre-sale. You can see that down there.
Okay. Got it. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. So do they're in pre-sale.
I believe also if you do, I mean, the cheapest NFT you can purchase is $50. I think it
Okay.
also gives you access to Otherverse. There's another utility function with that. So it's not
Okay.
just a piece of artwork.
Right, right. Okay. So there's all right. So I'm a little confused because you said that the pre-sale's going on. This closed beta began a few months ago. And so what do you need to be able to get involved in Otherverse? Is it like that $50 NFT you're talking about, or is there something else involved?
Um, I don't want to go out on a limb and say that for sure, but I think that's how you get access.
Okay. Okay. Obviously there's a ton here we can look at. So I'm gonna post that there. So
If I may ask, I'm a few minutes late. I had to update the Zoom product. What is the benefit of this Utterverse? I mean, what's the utilitarian part, the part that you're going to use, benefit from? If somebody just give me just a quick 30-second synopsis.
Just think of when DARPA launched the internet, and you're going into Web 1, and you're basically going to be the first, like what Netscape, like one of the first browsers. So Otherverse is going to be the backbone, like DARPA, when all these other natives come on board.
Backbone in terms of what? So, what kind of tech is it? What piece of tech is it? I guess that's my question.
well, I saw a reference down here with 18 years of development or Xeon generation multiverse platform. Oh, it should have been already been revealed. Okay. So these guys have been doing this whole, I mean, what was it called? Was it called like Life?
Second Life.
Second Life. Yeah. So that was kind of one of these first, basically like a virtual playground or a virtual existence, virtual city,
Yeah, you can
whatever we want
see
to call it.
that. You can see on the screen right there the little videos playing in the background, virtual
Yeah.
reality.
So it's the idea that you go in here and you play virtual reality
Right.
and can do whatever. And then
Okay.
I guess in some of these people are buying land
Right,
And,
yeah.
you could build a
Apartment
Nike,
buildings,
right.
things like that.
Yeah, that
Okay,
kind of
You
so
thing.
can host your own
Oh,
wedding if you want in the future.
okay,
You can have a virtual birthday party, you name it.
So
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 everything
other
is
verses,
virtual.
just another another metaverse to go along with the other ones out there like Sandbox has and Decentraland. Would that be correct?
Yeah,
Well,
take the technology and triple that.
yeah, it looks like, Bobby, on here,
Well,
on one of their drop downs, they talked about build a metaverse. So you can kind of use their platform to build your own metaverse and that kind of thing. So I think it's a little more than just another virtual world. Maybe they're helping us, they've developed this platform so we can do the things, but
or are there so they're tools for any project or team out there that wants to build their own metaverse. Would that be correct?
that's what looks like I'm seeing just from this one page. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Um,
I'm in the process of still doing my own research. I just have a lot of things on a plate.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm just going off of memory, reading article after article every day. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe there should be a handful of other tools that are similar to what they're offering. I'll do my own research on that and follow up with you guys on that.
Mhm.
could be. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And
But
go ahead.
I think it's great. It's great that the first person to ask a question, like to define what this other verse is, is to categorize the stuff that we talk about. Because oftentimes it's hard for me to even do that, on my own when I find a coin or a token that I'm researching.
That's a great
it's
point.
tough sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes they use half the language they're using is the same across multiple projects. It's like, using
Right.
the same words as everybody else, it doesn't really help a whole lot. So,
So is this
Exactly.
like a Unity, but uh, does anybody know what Unity is?
I don't.
that rings a
Okay.
bell, but yeah, help us with that. Or is there a site I'll bring up and you can
Well,
talk about that, Michael?
Unity is a game building platform. All the games that you see out there, like World
Oh,
of Warcraft and
right.
everything like that, is built on Unity. I once owned a company that built augmented reality apps, and we used Unity to build the augmented reality apps.
Is that like a game
Basically the
engine?
motion. It's basically the motion and movement in all games is built on platforms like Unity. And so I was just curious if it was a similar type of thing. Um, it sounds broader than what Unity is.
Yeah, Bobby, I think you mentioned, is it like a gaming engine? I think it's that probably plus a little more.
Yeah,
And
that
Right.
Unity is a
I
game.
guess. Yeah. Anything that's going to help you build a metaverse, you can kind of consider it a gaming engine. I agree with that.
okay, good. No, excellent points. And having something to relate it to is helpful. So thanks for that, Michael.
Yes.
Um, okay. This link that Dev posted here, I'm gonna paste in and let's see what this, I've got it in the Google Doc, but let's see what this talks about. This might be something to go back and, oh yeah, and it's even from 22.
And meanwhile, I don't know if anybody's active on other chains, but there was an airdrop recently that my buddy told me about, and I'm gonna have to look it up real quick. But I'll give you guys the name of the airdrop and see if maybe you qualified.
There's
Okay,
another,
yeah, that'd be
I'm
great.
sorry, Brad. There's
Um,
another platform called Roblox. It's a
Oh,
very
I've heard of
popular
that.
platform. There's millions and millions of people on Roblox. I'm not really sure. It
Kids
doesn't have anything to
love
do, I
that.
don't think, with NFTs, but it's a very similar type of thing as you can build games upon it, on top of it. It's actually listed on NASDAQ. And so they have hundreds of millions in sales and tens of millions of people who utilize it. But I'm just kind of trying to wrap my head around exactly what this is.
yeah, and let me ask you, Ken, what I know the early stuff for Nexus ecosystem was built on BNB. Is everything still there? They do no, some of the stuff was on Matic. So which chains are they using or that kind of thing? Just to kind of bring that into perspective.
They're using both. They're using Matic for some of their projects that you have to pay for. They're still on Smart Chain with BNB, which is what we use for trading for Digibot and Insights.
Okay.
We basically swap BNB for BUSD.
Yeah, and I just
You
saw
have
that
to-
BUSD is going to be going away here in a few months.
Is it
Yeah, the
for the United States only?
what
Oh, that's U.S.
uh um
USD.
it sounded like it was part of the settlement or all this stuff that's been going on with Binance and CZ
Okay.
and all that. Let me see here. We can
It's
search
crazy.
BUS.
Have you seen the increase in volume that Coinbase has gained since since CZ stepped down?
No, what's that kind of been like?
They've had the huge increase in their volume. I don't have a number for you. I just read the headline today.
Okay,
That's
let's see.
interesting.
Yeah, see here, Binance, they're going to cease support of BUSD here in 2 weeks.
All those big exchanges are just trying to kick each other in the balls.
Which is kind of how these things work. If you look back 100 years or 110 years when the
Yeah,
automotive,
guess.
industry started, the same kind of thing,
Right.
and then they started, pairing up and buying each other out, that kind of thing. So, yeah, not
Yeah, good
unusual,
point.
but we
Good
we
point.
obviously have to keep up with it so we don't get stuck with something that's not
Yeah,
supported
it's
and
business
that kind of thing.
101. You're right.
Yeah, and I know there's something with USDC now. They're launching on their own chain or something, and they're moving away from the Ethereum based one.
Are they?
I,
Oh,
I,
I need to look into that. That's
I,
interesting.
I know I've got this. What's the project's? Uh, we talked about a few months ago where there's somebody launched this platform where you can get in on YouTube creators and kind of like buy part of a
Oh
YouTube
yeah,
channel. It's kind of like they're going
yeah, I
public,
saw
so
that.
to speak. Yeah. And so they were
I saw that
paying
token.
in USDC. So I got a note from them saying, hey, beginning with next month, your payment's going to be on USDC, but the new version and your old, what you thought USDC was, is now going to become USDC.E or little e or something like that.
Huh.
So
Oh man,
I
that's
basically,
interesting.
yeah, I set up my MetaMask just like they instructed in my payment. I just got it last week, came through okay there, but I'm not sure. I'm still not sure who's supporting what and right. But anyway, just to mention that as a heads up. But yeah, same thing on BUSD. It looks like.
Brad,
Yeah, go ahead.
how does USDT and USDC differ?
They're
USDC is owned by a company named Circle, and in my opinion, USDC has played very. They've been very conscious of what the SEC is going to say about anything they do, and they've been playing fair with what the government expects out of them.
that's
That's
USDC you're talking
USDC.
about.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think they're more favorable by the U.S. government. They've played by the rules for the most part. USDT, is that what you said? Was the
That
other
was
one?
the other one, yeah.
Tether.
That's Tether. So big difference there. Tether has always had question marks surrounding them. They went through a big audit, and they were not able to produce very many like documents proving that they had the funds to back each Tether they printed. A lot of their assets, a good chunk of them were I learned what commercial paper was at that time. Commercial paper is just basically an IOU, not really money in the bank. So Tether has always had that surrounding them, and I think it will continue to be questionable. I mean, I don't keep too much money in Tether unless there's a token I have to have, and I have to use Tether to get there. But yeah, I would definitely do some research and learn about the history of Tether, and you can see how the last bull run, especially, coincided with the major printing of Tether at the time.
Yeah, I kind of echo those those sentiments and was always a little leery of the people behind Tether and then some of the other exchanges they've been involved with and that kind of thing. So, but it's amazing. It's like the biggest stable coin, and I think some of the people that they knew at
Yeah.
the time, you know, so but
It is crazy because the volume in Tether often exceeds Bitcoin on a daily basis.
well, yeah, because everybody's using it to trade with, but even
Right.
those are not on-chain transactions. I don't quite understand that. You know, that's not contributing to the on-chain volume, but
Right.
yeah, it's a little bit nuts. But yeah,
Yep.
basically to answer your question, Ken, they're completely separate. And I know Coinbase supported USDC very early on or from the very beginning,
Yep.
kind of thing. So
They're pretty tight with Coinbase. I know that
Yeah.
they've got some close ties as far as investors and whatnot.
yeah, so good. Hey, looks like Chris has jumped on with us. Welcome, Chris. Feel free to jump in. See if I can. Oh, we got another article here. Thanks, Dev, posting that.
guys.
I'm going to copy over those. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry about that.
Sorry I'm late. I had some Zoom issues and computer issues, so sorry I missed stuff.
Yeah, no worries. We're just kind of just rolling on here. Dev, have you been able to get into the Google Doc? Okay. Anybody else having problems with that?
Yeah.
Okay, you can paste in there as well.
Hey, Chris, you missed out on the free cash. Brad was giving away free cash and it stopped
Oh,
just
Yep.
before you came on, brother.
Well, I'll take the Bitcoin instead.
Well, it was
smart man.
I hear you, me too.
I've got a deal. I've got a deal for you guys. You guys send me 1 Bitcoin and I'll send you 2 back. How about that?
Yeah.
I think that's like the second oldest game in the book, or yeah.
Yes.
Good deal.
Well, you mix that with the first oldest and then never
There you
mind.
go.
That's funny. That was funny.
Good deal.
All right, that's it for me. Good night, everybody. All right.
Okay. All right. Let me.
Have you guys been talking about NFTs at all?
We haven't quite got there. Let me catch up with the things that that Dev is posting here. This Forbes article, and then we'll get rolling here. Dev, you want to kind of summarize this, or
Yeah, I think that there are a lot of companies did their employee orientation, like 3 or 4 companies over the period. For 2,000, 3,000 people, they did over metaverse. So that's what one of the things, the trend is going on, and that is actually will be more and more going on there. In the HR level, they are cutting the cost and they are doing this thing like, metaverse, so that there is, number of HR people needed, maybe, handful to do a job by, doing everything on the metaverse.
okay? So in a sense, you as an employee get into that company's metaverse, and then if
Yes.
you want to talk to an HR person, you kind of like walk over to their office, and then there they are, and you talk to them.
Yeah, you are given the orientation. All the orientation is given, as a new
In the
employee,
metaverse.
or a kind of a briefing or things like that, where you can go and ask questions and other kind of thing.
That
for
sounds
any
pretty
orientation.
clever, actually. Pretty slick.
Yeah, and I know that the I don't know if you guys have seen this, the real estate signs, the EXP Realty or just EXP. They're a kind of a almost a cloud-based real estate brokerage company. And I was working with a realtor, actually the guy that started the group that our crypto group kind of spawned out of, and because he was an agent, and so he's like, hey Brad, can you help me do this? Or he invited me in to see what it was like. And so instead of just having a Zoom meeting, you would go into this, their metaverse, and you'd see yourself and you'd walk into like an auditorium and you'd sit down and you could like turn to the person next
Exactly.
to you and, and talk to them and that kind of stuff. And that's how they were using it. And then there was like for their customer support. So if you had a question or whatever, you'd go to like customer support and be like a little office or a desk and you'd sit there and talk to the person. So yeah, no, that's a great example.
And
Evan,
that's the
with HR.
future. I mean, that is what is happening. Like, customer support, new employee orientation, all of these things can be, offloaded to the metaverse.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have one for when you call in sick, so you can go to the call in sick metaverse.
Yeah, looks like well, speaking of sick, it looks like COVID-19 joined us, so I'm not sure. Well, welcome, I guess, but I'm in that sense, I'm glad we're not meeting in person. So it's all good.
Right.
All right. Let's see. Anybody else have any things there? Okay, good.
But
Go ahead. Who's that?
sorry, I've got the link here. I'm going to copy the link to the it's the Celestia, CELESTIA airdrop. So y'all can check your wallet addresses and see if you might qualify for this one.
Okay. And what chain is that
So
on?
I didn't qualify. I didn't qualify for anything on this one. But my buddy got like $3,000. It's several. I think it's several of the EVM chains, and
Okay.
I can't remember the other ones, but I'll send it over to you guys right now. Well, I'll add it to the Google Docs.
Perfect. Okay, appreciate it. Okay. Well, yeah, COVID-19, jump here and unmute. Let us know where you're at and where you're calling in from. It's always interesting to see where people join us from, and where you're at with NFTs and metaverses. Let's see. Well, it looks like they connected with the audio. Okay. Okay, so we start with the metaverse a little bit. Chris, you want to kind of bring us up to speed? I know you've been on the NFTs much more than I think most of us. Where are you at, or what are you seeing these days?
I'm still going strong. I've been going strong for 3 years, 3+ years. Not really sure what people are into. I can probably share my screen if you want me to show some examples.
Yeah, maybe a little bit on the the collectible stuff. I know you've been big on that, but then any
Mhm.
other utility, because I think that's really where interesting things are going to come. I mean, we kind of understand the collectability.
Yeah.
That's great, but it's like how people can use the utility function NFT is kind of what fascinates me and hopefully some other people are. But go ahead.
Trying to think
Yeah, if
if
you want to
there's
share,
any.
I'm gonna stop sharing, and then you can share. So yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
like you said, it is. I guess the door opens when the collectibles step in, and then all of a sudden you start looking for utility. Like for example, Disney. I know that. Here, let me share. 1 second. Let me figure out which one I'm going to share. 1 second.
I know Nike's pretty successful with their NFT push so far.
Very much so. Very much so. I need to figure out which screen. Oh, it's the same one. So let me go ahead and share.
I'm a Dapper Labs fan myself.
Just for a second on Disney, did anybody see Mr. Mr. Musk and his comments to Bob Iger there was a conference the other day?
Yeah,
The
that's
go
been all
fuck
over the
yourself.
news. Yeah.
Oh, that was quite an interesting conversation.
Can everyone see that?
Yeah, we got it,
Yes,
Chris.
sir.
So
Oh,
this
comics.
is, if you are into comics, this is
Wow.
DC. This is the DC comics. I have a plethora of them.
These
They're
are all ETFs. I'm not
Uh-oh.
ETFs, but NFTs.
Yeah.
Go back to my collection. Sorry. These are all NFTs.
Oh, that's cool.
They're individually assigned numbers and they have rarities. You can go to anywhere from uncommon, common, epic, legendary being the best.
When did they
there's,
launch like the first edition of all those?
last year, it might have been last year.
Okay.
But if you go all the way down, you can. I think the Superman #1 is probably the best on the screen or on the platform, and they range from anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000.
Wow. Is each NFT the full comic book, or is it just the cover?
Yes, yes. So what you do is I'll just go to one of these. I'll go to Batman and Robin. You come here.
Those are
you can
badass,
actually,
dude. Those are
You
awesome.
can actually go to it. And you can actually read it on the platform. And so what you do is,
fucking awesome,
okay, I
dude.
got it. And all you do is you just select it, and then you can, I think, yeah, there you go.
Can you have it read to you also?
I think you can. I haven't done this. This is the first time I've actually opened up a comic book on the platform because I have over 4,000 hard copy
That's kind
comic
of the
books.
fun.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of cool, and it kind of goes through and
Cool.
you read it. So, anyways, that's DC.
Chris,
What?
can I ask you a quick question? What kind of rights do you have with that? If you own the NFT, are you able to, for instance, the covers, are you able to print the covers? Are you able to make, a poster of the cover, maybe for personal use?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I don't know
good
right
question.
now. I know that with DC and Marvel, what I'm about to show you, you don't actually have them sitting on your own wallet. They are sitting inside of, they're centralized in a wallet. For example, here in VV, I don't know if you guys understand or know about VV. I'll go to my collection. I have
What's
again, VV is the app right here. This is called VV, and it's the app that actually allows you to. You can see this is my collection. I actually have collectibles, and I have comic books. You can actually go to
keep everything on VV and it organizes it and presents it for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And these are all my Marvel comic books. And then you can actually again go to any one in particular and actually read it. Here's Secret Wars. I'll read it.
What's your average price on these here, Chris? That you pay?
Right now, you go to the store and you can actually go like today to see if they're sold out. A lot of times they're sold out. $6.99 is dropping soon, and that's where. But you can buy them on the drop for $6.99. That way you get a potential one of these. Here's the common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, secret rare, and then on the drop it can give you one of these. It's just a kind of a, you don't know what you're going to get when you pay for it. It's kind of a they call it just a hidden drop. Or you can go to the market.
Have you received any of the upper tier rare ones?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, you don't pay, you don't get it. So you can go to comics or collectibles on the market. You go to comics, and then so you can pick up anything right here. So like here's Amazing Spider-Man #3, big one. It's a so you go here. I have 3 of these. You go to the market. You can select which one you want to go onto the market. Let's just go to the minimum. Let's just go to the common. Now you're paying $5.44, and that's actually a pretty good one because it's a grail. But you can go to these other ones, like this one's not so much.
What does that mean? It's a grail.
When you're in the comic book collections, grails are really well known, really well liked, and hard to find. But in the digital age, they're not so hard to find. But in real life, they are. They're worth a lot more.
Okay.
But they vary. Every comic book on here varies, and these are the Marvels. So these are and then there's also collectibles. So I'm showing you the actual comic books, but on the collectible side, I can see on the market, you can see all the collectibles. There's Sesame Street, Hulk, there's stamps, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of.
You know what? Just wanted to add a quick comment here, just a random comment. I've walked into every single old school collectibles store I've seen since I got into crypto 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I've asked the owner or the guy at the counter, hey, have you guys gotten into NFTs yet? And none of them had any clue what I was talking about.
And I'm actually friends with, and I talk to on a daily basis, an owner, actually several owners of different comic books, and they're actually starting to, but they don't want to say they are because they're going to lose their businesses, right? So there's You know, it's
Right.
interesting, and I just talked to one of them this week about CBDCs and the fact that our currency, our paper currency, is going to be disappearing. Well, just like, and I think it was Best Buy just announced that they're getting away from Blu-rays, and they're not going to sell Blu-rays or anything else like that,
Really?
DVDs, Blu-rays,
Wow.
in 2024. And like that, Marvel and DC are getting away from the actual paper printing of comic books. They're going to go. They have like an unlimited online now. Where why pay, $3.99 an individual comic when you can pay $5.99 for a subscription where you can have access to all the comic books digitally.
Well, I have to say there's something about, I mean, I'm not really a big comic book fan now. I was when I was a kid, who wasn't? But there's something about physically being able to, I like to read books and I
Yeah.
like to have a hardcover.
Hey,
I just like the look and the feel of it
Yeah.
and the smell of the paper.
You're right.
Same.
There's something
Same here.
about that.
I'm a gamer too, and I love
Yep.
collecting the boxes and the art on the boxes. And
Yep.
all that, and
Yeah.
having the
Well, that
pictures
used to
and
be
stuff,
the day in when you had albums, right? And I mean, album art was a big thing, and people who did album art were gods in that industry because of some of the
all
stuff
starting to
that
sound
they
like a
did.
bunch of boomers.
You look at a cover like Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. I mean, that's still a classic to this day. I mean, it's for its simplicity and its
Yep.
just coolness.
For
And
collectors, though, right?
digitally, it's fine if you want to have it on your computer, but if you want to look at it and feel it and touch the vinyl, I've got like one of those Dark Side of the Moon gold um, LPs, right?
Right.
LP.
Right.
I'm dating myself. Record. I've got one of that kind of version. But anyhow,
Well, what's awesome
I like
is,
the whole super fan. I like the whole super fan idea that goes intertwined with all this stuff. There's-
Blockbuster said the same thing, by the way. Just want to let you know. I like the way that my VHS smells, and I like to hold it in my hand. And then Netflix came along.
I get
Right.
it. I get it. But you know what? And records are making a huge comeback. You got Jack Black, I think is his name. Not Jack Black, Jack something other. He's got this record company called Third Man Records. They have one in Nashville, they have one in Detroit, and they're pressing. They have state-of-the-art stuff, and records are a big deal. They're coming back. People like that,
So and one of the things that kind of goes along with that, I want to share with you guys is that Funkos are really in right now, right? Funkos is Funko. You go everywhere, they're Funkos. Well, these digital Funkos they're calling them phygitals, physical and digital. And I have, by buying digitals, I have got quite a few, and I'm selling them on eBay for 300 plus. I've already done it.
What? Can you repeat what you just said? You just said I want to make sure I
So
grasped all that.
as you can see here, drop.io is the digital Funko. And so you can buy these on drops. So you go to here right now, Disney's Mickey and Friends, Funko Digital Pop. Learn more. So you go here and you can on this drop. So I have actually went on these days that they actually drop these things. This one's available December 12th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You go here, you buy the digitals, you collect the digitals. There are certain collectibles that you can get, and I can show you that here in a minute. There's also going to be a marketplace you can sell these online too.
Yeah, please do.
So when you actually buy these and you collect the whole collectors, they actually send you physical limited edition physicals of these Funkos. And I've done it since January of 2022. I have received several, and some of them I don't sell, but most of them I do. I sell them on eBay, and they're so limited edition that people buy them, pay $300 plus for them, and I'm like, hell yeah! So,
dude, can I get your contact information? Because I would appreciate it if you could take me under your wing and teach me how to do that.
there you go. So look, you got physical collectibles.
Wing me too there, Chris.
So here we go. So check this out. This is the physical. So you collect,
Wow.
and this one, $999 available. So if you collect these are exclusive physical collectibles. Now, bear in mind, I stopped doing this about June because it can be expensive as far as like trying to get the whole collection. But then I actually have made up the money on eBay selling these rare. Here's another one. Here's a legendary 1800 available. So you can see the different type, right? This is the Grail Minnie Mouse. That's the one you want on
that
the
kind
drop.
of stuff started to take off too. I think that kind of packaging NFT together with a toy or something. I don't know if you guys have heard of Pudgy Penguins.
Yep. So they also have you guys heard of, let me see if I can go to this one, not that one. McFarlane? Have you heard of McFarlane before?
McFarland.
McFarlane. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a town just
My
down
grandma
the
used to
road,
live there.
Chris.
Yeah. So this is, he also, you've heard of Image Comics?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. So he has an online store and it also does it digital. And so he does this kind of
Oh,
comic.
McFarlane. I know what
McFarlane.
you're talking about. I've got a bunch of football stuff.
These are both digitals. You can get these for real life and also on digital, and they are hot right now. And so this is just like you have DC and Marvel, but you also have Image, and Image McFarlane is part of the Image. And so I can go to my collection. So I'll go to these are collected. Let me go here. It's lagging. I'll go to my items. You can see my items. These are a lot of and these are actually 3D. And this one right here is one of the best 3D. You can actually go into it and actually see it in real. They have an app that you download on your computer, and you can actually go into it, and you can see these are like really, and they're pretty cool. Like these berserker dragons are pretty awesome. This is what started right here. I actually have these physicals up in my room. I have a display room that has all kinds of physicals, digitals, because I have the digitals, but it's pretty badass, to be honest with you.
So which one came out first, Chris? The on these, the NFT or the physical piece?
Oh no, I think originally, of course, it was a physical. If you look at
Right.
McFarlane's website, if I can go to the actual, let me see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Rams fan, so I have a lot of stuff like Kurt Warner and Marshall Falk and
Yep.
a lot of people like that.
What about Chrissy Everett?
Pardon me?
What about Chrissy Everett?
No, she was cute,
That's a joke.
I know.
Chris
I'm
Everett
sorry.
came out on Jim Rome years ago.
But
And, Jim Rome teased him and called him Chrissy Everett.
Yeah. He really liked that.
Blew up.
Did you see that? That was a great video. Yeah. He called him Chrissy Everett, and he jumped the.
Yeah, he was gonna act like he's gonna beat him up.
But
Well, he
each one
should
of
have. The
these
guy was being an ass.
has a marketplace. Each one of
Yeah.
these has a marketplace. You can go and actually buy and trade and be able to. But right now, it's actually migrating over to Candy. Candy is this is Palm NFT Studio, but they're actually going over and actually and they're taking all they're not reminting them, but they're converting them. Let's see, Candy NFT home. So here I'm already logged in. Great. You can do, if you're into baseball, these are the partners right here. So you have Major League Baseball, Candy Racing, Sweet Futures, Netflix, WWE, Getty Images. That's with the and then of course the New York. I think they're actually going to be coming out with and partnering with.
This is all excellent stuff, Chris. I appreciate it.
This is the New York's let's see, Museum of City of New York, and you can actually, they're going to have artwork, actual artwork they're going to have on here. You can actually buy NFTs to and buy a part of it. But these are the drops. Here's the drops right here. Actually, that will go into, it depends on where you're at, right? So I have, the only ones I really have, I have two different kinds until they convert the DC stuff. So here's my collection on the Major League Baseball. I'm from Modesto, but I grew up in Hayward, and I have Oakland A's and I have San Francisco Giants. And these are actual NFTs. So I can go to Tony Kemp. I can click on it.
Hope you like the Oakland Raiders too. I hope you like the Oakland Raiders.
So here's a funny story. You should say that. I grew up in Hayward. My brother and his friend were diehard football fans before I was. I think because his best friend's father had season tickets to Oakland Raiders, he grew up going with, his name was Tom Brown. He used to go to Oakland Coliseum, and they weren't really Raider fans at that time because they were kids, but they were Raiderette fans, right? So I'm the older brother. So I was like, I ain't gonna go for those Raiders. So I grew up. He was Raider fan. I was 49er fan as a 78. Before 78, I didn't really like football. because my brother was really diehard. So I was like, yeah, he's younger. I'm not going to listen to him. But then 3 years later, the 49ers go to the Super Bowl. But then again, the Raiders played the Eagles in '80. So I was like, okay, but then the next year, the 49ers went and played Cincinnati. But I'm not a Raider fan. But that's why.
Damn.
But that's why.
Hey,
But
Chris,
All right.
yeah.
Chris, I
Chris.
saw.
I'll let you slide. I'll let you slide as a 49er fan with that.
Yeah, me too. Hey, Chris, I want to ask you a question that's
Yeah.
more technical here.
Yep.
And you've mentioned drops numerous times here.
Yep.
And so I'm kind of wondering, since you have so much experience, and thank you, because I think you're really educating all of us here today. On these drops, are there any issues with IRS? I've heard people talk about getting drops put in their wallets. They're not even sure where they came from. They get valued at X number of dollars. And then the IRS wants to tax them on that. I don't know how the IRS finds out, but have you dealt with any of that? Have you heard of any of that? Is that an issue that needs to be considered in terms of drops?
So the only one I really deal with is, and it's only, okay, so for example, with VV, when you convert your dollar, it creates it into a gem. They call it gems, GEMS. And then it's almost like you're buying with cash, right? So anytime you buy cryptocurrency to you convert it to NFTs, which I do, and I was going to do, gosh, what was the app? 1 second. I know what I can do. I can go to drop. I can go to, there's a purpose for this. I was going to show you something real quick. I'll go to my collection. I'll click on one. I'll try to get this out of the way. Here we go. I come over here and I want to buy this, that. It used to be, they've changed it a little bit. The bottom line is when you pay for stuff with cash, it's not a transaction you have to report, right? So if I buy, like for example, with McFarlane, you have to buy, what is it? Trying to think of what, if you go down here, you go to the marketplace, you see this Matic, you have to buy it with Matic. So you're converting cash to Matic to buy NFTs. That right there, that conversion from cash to Matic is a tax reportable event.
Okay.
And then when you sell your item and you cash out, that's a tax reportable event. With that,
I think that
So any
what the
profit?
question might have been going from Matic to the NFT.
no.
That
What I do, and I just did this. I don't know if you guys do this as far as the 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to find this real quick. I go to crypto. I go down to 1 second. I got a whole lot of stuff. Taxes. I come in the coin ledger.
Just a FYI for you guys, I haven't told Uncle Sam one piece of information as far as anything I've done with crypto.
Oh,
I know
that's a problem.
It barely started showing up on tax forms 3 years ago.
So here we have.
Simple yes or no question back then, but
you
I
really need to, because
Yeah.
look, 2021, 2022, 2023, and then I can import my taxes via Coinbase, Exodus. I'll do all my taxes this way, because that way they don't come
looking
on purpose
just to test the waters. I've only done I've sold some Bitcoin, $500 at a time, and went to an ATM and pulled cash.
So in this one, I love CoinLedger because it also tells you what you need to review. There's 4 different, usually it's about events. Like I have to go and research and where did these come from, and when did I buy them, and these are all in 2023 and 2021, because I did cash out some crypto and then they have to go back and go, okay, well, where did the Gala come from, or where did Pyre come from, or where did D2D? I do a lot of that, but as far as taxable events, and that's where I was just going to show you. When you buy a crypto to pay for an NFT, or you sell an NFT to get the crypto, those are events, and CoinLedger will show let's go back to, I'll just show you real quick. If I show, 1 second. So let's see, is that 2021? Over here on the right side, you'll see that eventually, or you'll see where you can say you could bought an NFT with crypto. And yes, it's a lot of damn work. And you have to learn how to do spreadsheets, and you have to learn how to download APIs and all that stuff. But it's worth the effort, because then I give a spreadsheet to my tax person, and I don't have to worry. The first year I didn't know that, and she was like, and what's funny is I never tell her this. She's the reason why I got into crypto, because she is like, well, just don't buy that Bitcoin. Well, I'm against the grain kind of person. So in 2020, 2021, I'm like, oh yeah, watch me. And I did. I bought Bitcoin. And then I learned that, that's why you buy it, because people will tell you not to. Because ultimately the system's rigged, and I don't want to be a part of it.
That's funny.
So I'll stop sharing. I mean, I have a lot of the other things, but it's just say it's been an adventure.
Good deal. Hey,
So-
Chris, let me ask you when you were kind of going over your collection, there was a thing that said paused McAfee web root something or whatever. What is that? What's that about?
Yeah. So let me show you real quick. 1 second. So in order to ensure that there are no viruses, and that's primarily, I think that was with the drop. So here we go. And this one right here. So these are actually NFTs, but they watch this one. Let's see. You can see that they are moving.
Right.
The McAfee stops it from actually doing anything in case there's a virus inside of it, because there are mini programs, right?
Okay.
NFTs are
Right.
mini programs. So you can see that each one of these will move. And actually, what's funny is, I could show you this. My wife got me I think it's, was it a 8 or 7, 9-inch little, no, you don't need it. Well, you can get it. Yeah, that's fine. I have a little digital display, like a you put on the wall, but you can program it with all my NFTs.
Oh, that's cool.
And it sits on the walls, almost like Harry Potter in a way. And she's getting it right now. I actually have to, I think it's unplugged, but you actually can put a little SIM card or a little, digital thing, and then you put it inside, and you can actually download all these. That's what I'm talking about there. But yeah, here we go.
Like a digital frame. Remember when we used to put pictures on a frame? And
Yeah, that's exactly it.
just like that. You just put
It's
a little
digital frame, and
Yep.
then in the frame you can actually there's a NFT in the back where you can plug it in. Or in this case, I have a little dongle little mini one, and it has like thousands of these little things, and you can actually it actually brings your NFTs to life, which is
So
cool.
what are you actually what's actually on the mini SD card?
They're like the NFTs, and the display, it can actually display the NFTs.
Okay, so that thing is connected to the internet as well?
No, I downloaded it into this little USB drive. Where's that?
Okay.
I downloaded into this. So when I plug this in, and in order to do that, I'm going to do that right now so I can actually see what the actual USB. 1 second, I got this other computer here. I want to see what the files actually are, so I can read it. I have all kinds of computers. Here we go. H drive. Continuous scanning. Oh man, no, not now. It's pulling it up right now so I can tell you what kind of files they are. It's on my H drive. H. So on here, I'm going to right click and see what kind of, I have Game of Thrones on here right now. I have there's different collections you can put on here, and I have Game of Thrones collection on here so I can actually see it. It is no, I don't want that. Right click, properties, MP4 file. You can convert them individually. You can convert, because normally they're not MP4 files. They're just, but you can right click them individually. 1 second, if I can click on it, and I can go, let's see, save as. I'm trying to think of how I did it. I think I pull them up on I think I pull them up actually on the H drive or the file drive, and I can convert them to MP4 files. But for some reason, it's not letting me actually.
Okay, so they're
Open it.
they're still on the blockchain. You just took that file. This would be equivalent of saving the JPEG for just
That's exactly right.
the static
Yes.
ones, right?
Yes,
Okay,
that's
okay,
exactly right. And then you put it into your display case. That way they come to life.
right. No, that's cool. And then,
But
but that explains why the McAfee is doing that, because they're actual, like you said, their little programs running and potentially
you
harmful
can
to your
see,
computer. So,
like down here on the left here, you got to have royalty only. These are the really good ones, like Jon Snow, or these are the ones that are more, and these are actually the ones that you get for the digitals, the physical ones that they send you. Or you can select the series, and you could, these are just the series ones that show that they're Funko. You can the 101s. I don't know if I have any 101s. I definitely don't have 101s. Please stand by. We have an issue. So, anyways. Oh no, it's okay. It's all right, babe. I got it.
okay.
I got it plugged in.
All right.
But anyways,
Kind of to wrap that up, Chris, let me
yep,
ask you, because you've been doing this for a while.
a little while.
In the past 6 to 12 months, what, besides just more and more coming out, has there been any technological changes or things like that you've seen?
So here's what I think, and this is important because in order for mass adoption, you need competition. In 2021, I'd say probably about January, Vivi was sort of the first on the scene when it came to collectibles. Vivi, and then then Marvel teamed up with it, and then also you have DC going to Palm, and you have competition. And I think the fact that more people are getting into it, and there's more competition, and then they go to the whole comic book, big San Diego Comic-Con, but as far as NFTs are concerned, you have, I don't know if you guys know Real Vision with Raoul Pal with Ethereum. Ethereum is crypto. This is like a crypto guru. You have to know who Raoul Pal is. If you guys don't know who Raoul Pal is, come on. Anyways, they have a soulbound now. It's called crypto.
I saw my poster.
They have a crypto academy, and they have a soulbound academy that you're now a member for life. So they're going to be teaching crypto stuff, and it's starting at the base level. That's utility, where you can now watch all their videos for free because I have a NFT and I'm a lifetime member.
Right. Membership. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. And Ken mentions something similar to that earlier.
And they're going to
that's
do
how
that.
They're handling the membership is via the NFT.
Disney is going to go down the same road. And I didn't show you guys, but Vivi has partnered with Disney. That's the first Disney NFT on the blockchain. I have the whole collection except for one. That one right now is at $2,000. I'm not willing to pull the trigger. At one point during the bull market, it was about $48,000. But it's still just a collectible. You might not be a fan. I'm not a fan, but there are people out there who are willing to pay for it. And as long as if people are willing to pay for it, I'm going to hold it.
Good deal. Good deal. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that. Looks like we had a couple others join us. Lino, how are you doing today?
Hey, Brad. Good. Just here listening in. Thanks.
All right. What have you have any questions or thoughts or anything to share on metaverses or NFTs?
Other than how much I lost in last bull run, no.
Okay.
No,
we can all share that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just listening and learning as always.
Good deal. Okay, back to metaverses for a little bit. Ken has been posting a bunch of stuff, which is good. Thank you, Ken. Any other thoughts on the metaverse area? I know the gentleman, Eric, was going to join us. He was messaging me earlier. He found our group. I'm not even sure where he's from, but he was going to join the meeting. And his comment was that metaverses were over and people aren't using them anymore. And I'm like, well, they may not be the thing that everybody's talking about, but I don't think they're kind of going away quite that quickly.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, the name of the NFT for the next Web3 is Avagami. AVAGAMIS. Is combination of avatar and origami.
Okay, can you paste that into the Google Doc somewhere? I know
I've been trying to find the image for it, but I can't yet. So
well, just the name or any link.
I'll put the name in. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. There was a bunch of articles that I was researching and the top 10 metaverses and all these kinds of things, and the same names kept coming up, like the Decentraland and all that kind of stuff. But this internet, has anybody done anything with this internet computer? I remember that when the token came out, I was watching it come up the coin market cap list, which is always something I kind of keep an eye on. When you see something at 40 and then it's at 35 on the market cap, but it keeps moving up. But I don't remember any specific projects that they've been doing, and I haven't researched. Has anybody done anything related to them? Okay. What about the Axie Infinity Sandbox Decentraland? You guys got involved in any of those? Seems like
I
these.
started I started to tinker, but it was sort of pay to play, and I did pay to play a little bit, but then I figured that it was not worth it to keep going, and as it turned out, it was a good decision.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, and like you mentioned, the competition, it seems like there's other lands or metaverses that are, trying to launch. And it's like, well, which one's going to be the right one when you've got Pepsi or these, Fortune 500 companies shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars for real estate in these places? You're like, well, yeah, it could all go away in the blink of an eye. So it's
Well, you want to look for businesses like Vivi, and that's just an example, but they have partners with Coca-Cola. They have partners with, I think Nike's the only one kind of ventured out on its own. They're not on Vivi, but you do have the big ones. Like I said, Disney, you have Coca-Cola, you have several ones that are on Vivi that are trying to put their, and then now you have Disney going out on their own with the pins. They have a pin where you can buy a regular pin and you get a digital. So I think more and more businesses are going to be doing that now that we're getting sort of digital becoming the norm.
okay. What about this ape coin? They were a spinoff of the whole Bored Ape Yacht Club. Did you ever get into any of those as far as the NFTs?
Not the NFTs. That was sort of a one-time thing, and then all of a sudden they went to the moon. I did get 10 of the ape coins at one point. I think I still have them, but I didn't get more than that because I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. Uh, and as you can tell, ape NFTs dropped in major, and it was like a bubble. It was like a
Yeah.
Hollywood in thing, and then I think ape coin was kind of the same thing. And I didn't get any more than 10 of those, and I held on to them. I thought at one time selling them, but I just held on to them just in case.
Just FYI, Bitcoin just broke 39.5.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yay. Bitcoin over gold any day.
35.7.
Hey, I don't know if you guys are
We're gonna
aware
hit-
of this with the Bitcoin or with and I don't know if you guys do it or not, but I buy Bitcoin on a biweekly basis with paying no fees whatsoever, and you can use Cash App or you can use Coinbase, and you can just have your employer directly send it to like just like a checking account, and then you tell Coinbase or Cash App how you want it to spend, and then I don't have to pay any fees whatsoever on a biweekly basis.
Also, like Coinbase waives the fees because you're doing it on a regular basis. Is that
On
the theory?
direct pay
Direct
from your
deposit.
employer. Just it's a direct deposit, and it's to you. They say it's like a checking account, and I've
Right.
done it for 3 months now, where you don't have to pay any fees whatsoever.
Okay,
That's pretty
cool.
slick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I've gotten the routing number and account number, out of Coinbase, just to
And yeah,
transfer funds kind of thing. So
and you
yeah,
can actually tell them how you want it to buy. You can buy Ethereum, you can buy whatever. Once they receive the funds, and there's no conversion or no transfer fees.
nice. No, that's kind of like a forced savings that you don't have to think about and just set it and forget it. So
That's called dollar cost averaging on a biweekly basis.
CA, baby.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Um, okay, yeah. In this article, I was like 9 best ones to invest in, and I'm like, is meme combat? I've never even heard of these things. Is this? And I'm like, is this one of these AI created articles? That's just out there to generate clicks or that kind of thing. But some of these just didn't make any sense. But then, you know, you've got Decentraland, you know, keeps coming up, but I don't know what they're doing. So I figured you guys might have started dabbling with those at all. I'm sorry, Chris, which was the one that you played with for a little bit? Is it
Well,
Decent?
if you go up, I have bought in the past the first one, number one, and that was when Coinbase originally got it, and then I held
Okay.
on to it for a bit, and I ended up selling it for a little bit of a profit. I had not done the number two stacks. I've done the apes, the ape coin.
Okay.
Axis Infinity, I had not done. Sandbox a little bit, but then I sold that as well. I'm you know it's funny, and this is by no means anyone else. As I venture, and I've only been in, like I told you before, I've only been in it for what, 2 going on 3 years. And I do have theta too, but I told my wife last night, 70% of our amount, 70%, was that 70? Yeah, 70% was Bitcoin. I'm more of an
Good. Good.
I'm like a freaking OG, or not OG. What do they call it whenever you're you're like all about Bitcoin?
The maximalist, yeah.
Yeah.
Maximalist.
But see, I'm not though. I'm only 70%, and 10%, 10.4, I think it is Ethereum, and then 20% is just kind of dabbling in all this other stuff. And I say, I have like what XRP, and it's only, I like round numbers, so I stop about 20,000 on each. So XRP, XLM, I have
Yeah. Yeah.
20,000 on all that, and then I stop. I'm like, okay, I just keep on. What next? But I keep my 70, 10, and then 20 on others. So I'm all this what we're going through here is in that 20%.
Okay. Now, did you get into one of the actual metaverses, you know, and get involved in play and build your house or whatever you're doing there?
So Vivi has that with the NFTs that you have. You have a Vivi verse, and actually,
Oh,
and I
geez.
had done that also, and I could share that as well. I have done that with the McFarlane, which is really cool, and I should actually share that with you guys,
Yeah. Let me
because
stop sharing here.
hold on one second, I gotta minimize this. How do I minimize my screen? Oh yeah, here you go. I can minimize now. One second. I want to pull up the actual.
Well,
Hopefully,
see
it
that,
doesn't drag so much.
and that's the problem when you've got so many different of these verses. How are we going to keep them straight, or what's the point?
Let me see if I can. I'm in right now. So let me see if I can go. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead
Well,
and
where do
do
you start?
maximum.
That's the question I have for Chris when he's all done. I mean,
Yeah.
we're
You
gonna
can
get into
share when
NF
you're ready, Chris.
Okay, I'm gonna share this one right here. You know what? You have to start just by doing. And you know what's funny about that is kids and children are more apt to learn because they're not afraid to break it. We have money and stuff and we're afraid to break, right? And so it's funny. If you're not afraid to break it, it's easier to start and just to learn. But one of the things like I have, okay, I'll look at my these are my creations. So I created this, and this is gonna be interesting because this is my mother load right here. People go, holy shiznit. Uh, but let's go into my creation and my, ooh, are you there?
Yeah, it looks like the screen froze.
Hold on. The screen sharing has stopped as the shared window closed. Okay. I'll stay out of the mother load.
Too much information.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna go back in because that's what happened. I get that a lot because I have so many NFTs in that mother load right there that people go like, wow, that's crazy. Let me go back. Let me go ahead and share. Go back into it. I'm not going to share that one. These are my collectibles, but this is my.
Does that Vivo platform, does it track like your profitability, where you're at on your NFTs and whatnot?
Yes, it does.
Like,
Yes, it does actually. I'll try this published one. This one's published. This one's not as bad, but it potentially can do the same thing. Like I said,
awesome.
I've been having laptop issues. I have so much space in my laptop that it's or lack of space, I should say, that it's been crashing a lot lately. That's why I was late to begin with. I might have to get another one. But see what happens is it loads the NFTs and it says unpacking assets, right? So maybe that's not the best place to start.
Have you guys heard of NFTs?
No, what is that?
NFTs nuts?
No.
One thing that hasn't been shared is the
Got 'em.
Bitcoin ordinals. I dabbled a little bit of that at the beginning of the year.
Bitcoin what?
Did you hold it? Did you hold
NFTs.
anything?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
no, I created several of them. I created several Bitcoin NFTs. But let me go ahead and
is
just,
that what is that what we would want to do if we're trying to experiment? Just go ahead and just make them ourselves.
well, experimenting is good. People are making a lot of money. There's controversial, of course, because they're actually building on the blockchain with NFTs. So it's on the
They're using
Bitcoin.
up the empty space, right, in the block.
You're right, exactly. Let me just do this one. This one should be easy. This one's quick.
That's good and bad. It drives the transaction fees up, but
Okay, it's not liking the actual. It's not liking it.
Too much for Zoom.
I think so, and it's too much. Yeah, let me 1 second. Let me see if I can go in first. Let me go in first, and then I can share.
Share from there. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, on your laptop, you may want to just consider putting in a new SSD drive.
You know what? You might be right.
And
100%.
I did that. I have a real nice laptop, and it had really gotten slow. I let my kids on it for a while, and
solid
so
state.
what my buddy and I did is we just went and replaced it with a 1 terabyte SSD drive.
Yeah.
And reloaded everything, and that son of a gun is just fast as ever. It's got a
Nice.
chip in it, Intel 7 i7 chip. Still older, but it still runs like a dream now.
Nice. Yeah, this is
It saved me a ton of money because a nice laptop can cost you $1,000.
yes. This is a Nitro 5. It's a gaming laptop, but
And my daughter has a 6. Yeah, I bought her a 6.
nice.
Yeah, it's got a 3050 chip in it, GPU.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Say, Brad,
Yeah.
I put in an image of Avigami into the Google Doc. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Oh yeah. Excellent work.
Is there anybody here that does any GPU mining?
Probably not anymore, because we're all in California is the main issue.
Yeah, no doubt, right there.
I'm mining. Of course, I'm paying to do it, but if I hold long enough, you never know.
You're still GPU mining? What are you mining?
Yeah, well, I bought a gaming PC, and it's a RTX 3080. So I figured why not mine? So
Are you using a mineable?
No.
Okay.
What are you mining on? Are you mining on
I'm mining flux.
better hash or nice hash or?
Sounds like he's.
Because I was mining, I had built mining machines, I built a number of them, and unfortunately, Ethereum did its stupid thing, and
Yeah.
I kind of put a kibosh on it. I mean, if you're into making money, that is.
Yeah.
If you want to operate at a loss every day, go for it. But I don't know. We're heading into this bull market here, so maybe
I think
losing
it'll get hot
not
again.
bad.
Do you have all your equipment still?
Oh yeah, I've got all my GPUs. I've got from 1070 Ti's to 3060 Ti's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, everything in between.
Have you tried out the 4 Series yet?
Say what?
Have you tried out the 4 Series yet? The 4000?
No, I don't have that kind of money. I mean, well, I do, but I don't want to spend it on that.
I'm going Max.
These other ones are way paid for. I mean,
computer's
every
loud.
piece of equipment I have is all paid for. So
What were you mining, Ethereum?
I was mining Ethereum, yeah, and converting it to
Nice.
Bitcoin. I mean,
Man.
I mined more than a third of a Bitcoin doing that.
Wow.
40% of a Bitcoin.
Chris, did you get that to come up, or is it?
I just executed Nitro to see if it boosts see if it works that way. It's right now it's actually starting again, but go ahead and move on. If I get it, I'll let you know.
Okay, we might have to bring that laptop to the pizza get together or something, and we can do it in person instead of trying to squeeze it through Zoom.
That's true too.
When's
100%.
the pizza get together?
It's on the 17th, so 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Oh, that's my son's birthday.
Right on.
Bring him along.
I know.
Yeah.
7-year-olds love pizza.
21-year-olds. You probably want to go to a bar instead.
Oh, I don't know. trying to get my kids.
He's
into
turning
it
21?
too.
Yep, he's turned
They
21.
serve beer at the pizza place.
There you go.
Good deal. Okay. Any other thoughts on any of these? Either the metaverses? I don't what anybody have a latest update on what Facebook, the meta folks are doing?
I use the I have my wife and I, we actually play golf. What's it on the what do we have the Oculus? We actually do this on a weekly basis. We play golf together. We play all kinds of things. We actually watch.
Sounds cool.
We play Catan. We play. I actually watch YouTube in a theater room with the Oculus. It is.
They changed the name of that to the product, right?
Well, I think it's the Oculus 2 now. We have the old one.
I think there's a third generation out now. I can't remember what they call it now. Something
But
else,
we use that constantly, and I think it's freaking awesome, to be honest with you.
Yeah, just like the Apple Watch, the first couple generations wasn't that exciting, and then all of a sudden they hit pay dirt kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, as soon as all those headsets with virtual reality and the glasses they're making and stuff with cameras in them, as soon as all that stuff gets honed into one good device, portable, I think it's going to help the metaverse take off.
Hey, Chris, did your wife help you pick out that lovely bush on your head?
I can't say that she did, but that's funny, man.
It's hilarious, man. I love it.
it's almost like
You
a
came on, I
Christmas
just started-
decoration.
I just started busting up laughing and going, all right, Chris, you got me.
I don't know or don't remember when I did that. I did that when I first set up Zoom a long time ago. I thought that was pretty funny. I don't even know where I
man.
got that, to be honest with you.
That's funny.
It might have been, you know what? It might have been one of those Apple where it changed me into something. What's it called? Where the avatar or the
Oh yeah, I know what
and then
I don't know the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
there was a time when my wife and I were just being silly, and that might have been one of the pictures that came from it.
Yeah.
Got the
Yeah,
big
my
green
daughter
bushy head
has
with
the
glasses.
the what?
I was just telling my wife. She's asked me which one it is.
Oh, my daughter has the Oculus as well, and there's like a whole world in that whole thing. And
Is that you, Michael, talking about the Oculus?
yes, it
Michael?
is. Yes.
Right on. I'm gonna send you my cell phone number. See if you can text me. I've got some questions. I'm in the market for it's called the Quest now. I think it's the third generation. They just
Right.
came out with the Quest.
Right. Yeah, I mean they've got. She's
got a
doing the
Quest.
whole thing where they've got monitor or sensors all over your body. So when you
wow.
move and you walk and you do all that kind of stuff, your whole character does everything that you would humanly do.
Pretty cool.
That's
Yep.
wild. That's wild. Okay. All right. So circle back. Ken has added a bunch of stuff into the Google Doc on that. And if you guys want to add anything else, feel free to do that there. Any final thoughts to share? Or I guess we all have the Oculus to put on our Christmas list now.
Yeah, for sure.
You won't regret it. I tell you, you won't regret it.
I've got a
It's
quick
pretty
question. I'd like to ask. There's a bunch
Yeah.
of smart guys in the group here. Just a general question here. So I'm about to spend some pretty big money on a certificate from MIT. They offer a few that I'm interested in. One of them is cybersecurity, and they have another blockchain focused one. Which one do you guys think would be better bang for my buck?
Well, it depends on what you want to do with it. I mean, usually those kind of
Well-
things are to, help you get a job, in one of those fields.
That's number one. It's for my resume to stand out. Number two, it's
Yeah.
also both subjects I'm very interested in.
I think the cybersecurity would help you get, more of a job than crypto
Okay.
at this point.
Yeah, cybersecurity
absolutely.
is like the thing right now. Especially if you look at a lot of the stocks, CrowdStrike, Palo Alto Networks, they're big security companies, and there's going to be more and more and more need in that particular area. So I would recommend, just like Brad did, to go with the security part, because you're going to be able to find a good job, and the other part may come, but go with the cybersecurity to start. And there's
Gotcha.
big paying jobs out there.
So
That field.
if I
Awesome.
can give you my 2 cents, last year,
Sure.
no, wait, no, I'm sorry, it was this year. About February, I did a online blockchain, for a certification, which for what it's worth, I didn't finish it because I found that the information that they were providing was
Yes.
dated.
Hello.
It was pretty weak or what?
It was dated. It's 2016, 2017. This shit. I mean, it flies by the seat of your pants. So the information that they were selling was probably about 2020 that they started doing this, or 2019. But you have to update that stuff. If you don't update it, then it's not a current certification. That's just my opinion.
I'm glad you spoke up right now, because I've always been leery of that. Like, what if I spend this money and I realize I know more than the instructor? It's because I'm maniacal about this stuff. I've studied it for 5 years straight, quit my job to focus on this stuff.
So what you're just paying for is a freaking certification. Let me give you an example. This is where you can, and I know this is off topic, but in 2017 we bought solar. And we paid a freaking arm and a freaking leg for solar. And today we can't even update it. They have to redo it because it's out of they say it's too old and it can't be updated. And I'm like, what the hell did we pay for? So you have to know what you're paying for it. And if the certification is current and they can promise it and they have updates, go for it. If they don't have updates and they're only selling you what they've been selling for the last 3 years, I would say
Gotcha.
pass.
Okay. Thanks for the input, guys.
Yeah, and sometimes those certifications are more just to look good, like you said, on your resume or that kind of thing. So I
Right.
don't know.
Especially from MIT.
Well,
Right.
yeah, it obviously depends
You
where
know,
the
Stanford.
certification or diploma came from.
Yeah,
Type of
that
thing,
kind of
but-
thing.
but-
But
Right on,
cybersecurity is not gonna wane for the foreseeable future. And I mean double-digit years. The next 10, 20, 30 years, cybersecurity is only get more and more important, because everything's going to
Good
be
point.
on the web, or everything's going to be digital.
Yeah.
Everything.
And that's covering everything, as opposed to, everything on the internet and databases, what companies are using their systems for, where crypto is just, at least in the near term, is part of that.
Yeah, if you were 20 years old,
Every
you were
dollar will be digital pretty soon too.
I hope not.
But you're still going to need cybersecurity to protect it, but you also need
Right,
cybersecurity
exactly.
to protect, medical records, insurance, banking, the whole thing. So,
I
yeah,
hope CBDCs go down in flames, but it's just me.
at least people are starting to fight about it, so that's a good thing. So,
Absolutely.
all right, well, hope to see as many of you as possible in 2 weeks from tomorrow in person. And if I don't,
Right on.
otherwise have a good holiday season, and we'll get a meeting up in January. Probably not that first weekend, just because it's overflow, recovering from the holidays. So we'll probably hit the second Saturday for our next Zoom meeting. But I'll get that posted and shoot out those messages. Just let me ask
Right
you
on,
real
Brad.
quick: Are you guys still getting the messages via Meetup that I send out before the
I am.
meetings?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because they've changed the part that I
You
see.
didn't get it. I didn't
and-
get the message meetup. So please send a meeting
Okay.
message.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll send out if you want to join, if you go to fresnobitcoin.com, there's links to everything. And if you sign up
Okay.
on the mailing list there, then, we'll know that works. But Meetup changed different mailing lists and things like that. So I wasn't sure if people were getting, but I'm glad at least somebody is. Lino, I think you had a question or comment?
No, you said, is it Saturday or Sunday for the meetup?
It's always on Sunday, the in-person. So 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we do this one on Saturday. So all
Hey,
good.
Brad, you will have time to call me for 5 minutes today?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you a shout.
Please, thank you.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
guys. Have a great
Thanks for
rest of
holding.
your weekend, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Okay.
Right on.
Thank you,
Thank you.
brothers.
Take care.
Thanks for all your input. And again, thank you,
I
Brad.
sent you a text also.
Thanks, guys.
Perfect.